All right, let's get into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive on a character who is, frankly, legendary. The one and only Angry Ralph. And trust me, as you're about to see, there is so much more to this guy than just that name.
You know, this one little line from the adventure log, it tells you basically everything you need to know about how Ralph handles his problems. There's no fancy footwork, no complex strategy. It's just, there's a problem, and Ralph is going to hit it until it's not a problem anymore. That's his whole deal.
And yeah, that whole hack and slash thing, that's the heart and soul of his fighting style, what we're calling the berserker's rage. He's the tip of the spear, the guy who barrels in head first, but what is it that actually fuels that incredible fury?
Well, it all comes down to this one beautiful, brutally simple magic item, the Ring of Rage. Now think about this for a second. It doesn't just make him strong, it makes him stronger the more he gets hit. The more beat up he gets, the deadlier he becomes. It's this perfect vicious cycle of pure aggression.
But, and this is a big but, a power like this is a total double-edged sword. On one side, you get the fury. When he's hurt, he's faster, he hits harder, he's just a whirlwind of destruction. But then, there's the fallout. The logs are super clear about this berserk come-down he suffers from afterward. He's completely gassed, which is a massive tactical weakness if the fight isn't over.
So what we have is this high-risk, high-reward powerhouse who literally runs on pain. Seems pretty straightforward, right? A simple, effective brawler. But is that really all there is to Angry Ralph? Oh no, the story gets so much deeper.
And this is where things take a complete turn. Because under all that rage and fury, Ralph is hiding this incredible, secret, spiritual power. A side of him that just completely changes the game.
And the source of this power isn't some fancy wand or a dusty old book. Nope, it's a shrunken head. This little thing gives him 5 full levels of spells to play with every single day. So what does that mean? Well, he could pop off 5 small first-level spells, or he could drop 1 massive 5th-level bombshell. The flexibility is just staggering.
And just look at the kind of things he can do. We're not talking about more ways to hit things. We're talking about pure tactical genius. He can patch people up with cure light wounds. He can weaken enemies with bleed. He can lock down animals, talk to them for intel, or even create a massive fog to control the entire battlefield. This guy is a walking, raging Swiss Army knife.
And believe it or not, the Ring of Rage and that shrunken head, they're just the start. Let's take a look at the rest of Ralph's absolutely legendary gear, the stuff that really makes him a hero. First up, you've got his ride, the War Mount figurine. Once a day, this little bone carving just explodes into a massive, ultra-heavy warhorse. And we're not just talking about a taxi to the battlefield. This thing is a monster in its own right, with 3 attacks and immunities to all sorts of nasty spells. It's a true battle partner.
Then there's his personal defense, the Cowl of Protection. This thing is just incredible. First off, it gives him an armor class of 3, which is as good as some of the best plate mail out there. But the special property? Wow, it gives him free action. That means anything that tries to paralyze him, slow him, or hold him in place just doesn't work, period. You simply cannot lock this man down. And if that wasn't enough, we have the Savior Ring. This is an absolute game changer. It gives him a constant protection bonus, plus a permanent shield against evil magic. But the real kicker is the second chance ability. Once every single turn, if he fails a saving throw, he can just decide not to. He gets a do-over. It's a wild ability that lets him just defy fate when things go wrong. Okay, so when you add it all up, the rage, the secret magic, the legendary loot, you start to see that Ralph is the absolute linchpin of his group. And to really get his value, you've got to look at how it all plays out in the real world. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And this timeline from the logs tells the whole story. In Flock 593, you see the hero, right? He just wades in and solos an ogre. But then in Planting 594, you see the price. He lives through a nasty roper ambush, but his rage leaves him totally spent and vulnerable. And finally, you see his biggest weakness. In Flock's Time 594, a simple illusionary sphere takes him out of the fight instantly. He's a physical powerhouse, but attacks that target his mind can be a real problem. So, let's just lay it all out. The advantages are huge. He's the main damage dealer, he's incredibly tough to kill, he's got insane tactical options with those shaman spells, and he's super mobile. The disadvantages are there, for sure. That come down is rough, and he's not great against illusions, but they're very specific situations. His strengths make him totally, utterly irreplaceable.
When you get right down to it, Angry Ralph is really only telling you half the story. He is the group's shield, and he is their sword. He's this amazing, complex hero, where this raw, animal fury is perfectly balanced by this hidden, incredibly clever spiritual side.
That mix of pure rage and secret shamanism makes him one of the most unique adventurers you'll ever see. A true one-of-a-kind hero. And, considering where his magic comes from, you could say he really knows how to get ahead.